All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today for our Community Association Management Certificate Information Session. My name is Danelle, and as I said, I am the program lead here at Cal State Fullerton Extension Programs for this certificate. And we can go to the next slide. So for today's agenda, we plan to tell you a little bit about our program and introduce to you two of our instructors for the program. They'll tell you a little bit about themselves, their background, and their teaching experience. There'll be a time for Q&A for those of you that wish to ask questions. And then we'll also go over some of the registration and contact information for you as well. All right, so this CAM program, affectionately termed CAM, but Community Association Management Program. This is the inaugural launch for the program this spring 2022. It consists of 4 required classes, and it takes only 2 to 3 months to complete the program. Upon completing the program, students will receive a CSUF extension certificate of completion. And then in addition, after 6 months of work experience, you can also receive your CCAM certification as well. Next slide, please. Okay, great. And to introduce our first instructor, I'd like to just introduce to you Debbie Griffiths with CCAM.
Thank you, Danelle. I am Debbie Griffiths. I'm the Director of Education here at CACM. And it is my pleasure to introduce the first instructor today, and that is Ralph Crocker. And he's one of the principal CEO at Omni Community Management. And so Ralph, I will turn it over to you.
Great. Well, hey, thanks so much for joining the session today. Really excited to talk to you all. Just by way of an introduction, as you see on the screen, I started in the late 80s. I've served several tours of duty, as we call them, throughout the industry. I've been an on-site manager, portfolio manager, managed high-rise. I've been operations director for a couple of companies, and I've CEO'd a couple of companies until I owned my own. And as I was saying, we were kind of doing the prep before we got in with all of you. And oftentimes when I'm teaching, I've been teaching for the better part of 20 years in the industry, and I'll ask the folks in the room, how many of you went to the vocational counselor in high school or college and say, hey, I want to get into HOAs, can you hook me up? And everybody in the room laughs, because most of us, didn't come into this on purpose. We kind of fell into it. And thank goodness that Cal State Fullerton and CACM have gotten together to create this course, because now we're actually able to be intentional to be able to bring folks into this industry that's really been around for the better part of almost 60 years. And just for some brief history, before 1964, there were roughly 500 of what they called homes associations in the entire United States. The Federal Housing Authority issued a grant to publish a book called the Homes Association Handbook that was issued through the Urban Land Institute. And that was in 1964. So from 1964 to 1970, we went from 500 homes associations to 10,000 homes associations. Fast forward to now to 2022, in the state of California alone, there are over 55,000 homeowners associations. One of every 4 Californians lives in some kind of an HOA. So to get people in the industry, to get folks coming in to be able to help people where they live, help them manage their homes and help them have a quality of life that they want to enjoy is really, it's an honor and it's a privilege. And we're really excited to be able to talk to you guys about what all that means.
Well, thank you so much, Ralph. Why don't you just tell us for a minute, like what some of the classes are that you teach, and if you have a favorite one or a favorite story of instructing.
Been instructing for CACM for the better part of 20 years. I teach all the law courses. I teach governance, policy governance, but probably my favorite is ethics, and ethics mastery in particular. In fact, we just had our law conference up in Northern California a couple of weeks ago, and we had 50 folks who have been in the industry for a long time. CACM requires ethics certification every 3 years as part of their process. And with that, there are different levels of ethics classes. It goes from your basic ethics to advanced ethics and then to ethics mastery. So by the time you qualify for ethics mastery, you've been in the industry for at least five years. And you get a lot of folks that have been around a while, like me, and got some scars, and we have some stories, and we review case studies. we're really able to look at ethics from kind of an all-around picture of how it actually applies to us day to day. And they're all fun to teach because a lot of it is about telling the stories about the things we experience day in and day out. But ethics mastery so far has definitely been my favorite.
Great, thank you so much, Ralph. Next slide, Lynette. And now it's my pleasure to introduce another one of our awesome instructors, and that's Jeremy Wilson. And he is Vice President of Client Success at Professional Community Management, which is an associate company. So Jeremy, welcome.
Thanks so much, Debbie. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having us. And like Rolf said, super excited to be a part of this inaugural program and educate and welcome new people into the industry itself. Rolf hit some really good statistics about the industry itself, and I'll add one more. Nationally speaking now, we're looking at about a 43 to 45 billion with a B, billion-dollar industry of community management. And in contrast, thinking about the Super Bowl we just had last weekend, the NFL's operating budget is about a 10 to 14 billion dollar industry. So this community association management industry is 4 times larger than the NFL. Largely unknown until you get into it, and then you see this massive world of different varying types of community associations, different varying types of management sides and types of associations. So thanks for joining us today. I've been in the industry for about 25 years or so. Like Rolf was saying as well, you kind of fall into this industry. Nobody stepped up and said, I want to do community association management, because when Rolf and I started, there really wasn't community association management. I initially started out in hospitality, working for resorts, and then was recruited into this industry. And we see that as a popular career path as well. People coming out of hospitality fits very well with this business. This business is really about people management, the ability to connect with people one-on-one, think about the big picture in the business side, yet bring a humanistic touch to what you do. So let's see, been teaching for CACM for a little over a year now. Been teaching for the industry for about 20 years. I love it. It's fun. It's enjoyable. You get a lot out of it. You get what you put into it. So when you devote yourself to this as a career, it really does take care of you as well. It's a very good career opportunity that many of us will stay in this until we're done and we'll retire out of it, because this is the career trajectory we wanted once we learned about the capabilities and capacity that this industry really offered for us. To answer Debbie's question that is knowing is coming next, I teach the basics of community association management. Like Rolf, I also teach the ethics, basic ethics, and then advanced ethics classes. Recently was teaching the portfolio management series as well. Portfolio is where you manage more than one community association. So you've got a handful of associations that you operate and oversee. So that's kind of Jeremy in a nutshell. Any questions or anything I missed that I can help answer for you?
Does anybody have any questions right now for our 2 instructors?
I'm okay. Thank you, though.
All right, great.
Cool. Well, let me jump in. So in a nutshell, what community association management really does is essentially we're like the public works department for communities, small communities that are governmental, essentially quasi-governmental agencies around the state. Since Prop 13, with tax revenue being on the decline for a lot of municipalities, they pretty much almost require, especially in Northern California, where I am in the greater Bay, San Francisco Bay Area, you cannot build homes without having some kind of a homeowners association. They exist together. They're governed by a set of governing documents. And within that, there are certain rules that you have to abide by, but there's certain responsibilities you take on. But then there's also certain amenities that you enjoy in terms of living as part of that homeowners association. So you really get to work with people day to day where they live. You're helping manage their communities. You're working with boards of directors, helping them develop their agendas, looking at everything from maintenance to their association to how to build community within their association. There's a lot of different moving parts. And the cool part, at least one of my favorite parts about this industry, is that it's literally never the same day twice. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, but I haven't seen it all. And every day something will come up, I'll get a phone call, say, man, no, hadn't heard of that one before. So it's fresh, it's new, it's not boring, and we're always working on solving puzzles. So if you're independent in terms of your, ability to work and be self-motivated, if you like solving puzzles, if you get bored easily, then this is a job that you would want to be a part of, because it really becomes something that, quite frankly, it can consume you if you let it. The trick is to not let it do that and still have your life outside of what we do. But you work with people where they live each and every day. So there's always something going on.
Great. Jeremy, is there anything you want to add, or should we move on?
No, I'm good. I appreciate it. Thanks, Debbie. We're good to move on.
Perfect. All right. So let's talk about students. In this industry, we see them from all ages with diverse backgrounds. You want to work in this is a recession-proof and essential industry. We did not shut down during all this pandemic because there's many services and stuff that still need to get taken care of, and we're right in the middle of it. Need to enjoy working with people and have successfully worked in the hospitality, retail, real estate, or property management or services industries. Now, those that have gone through the CACM program and have graduated and earned their CCAM designation, they've moved on to either being some type of community manager, such as a portfolio manager, or they serve an on-site community. We have large-scale community managers, new development managers, and that's for brand new developments, high-rise community managers, commercial association managers, property manager, executive level leadership at management firms, and there's so many more. So there's a wide range of career paths you can take in and of itself with community association management.
Thank you so much, Debbie, for sharing that. So just a little bit of information as to how to register for the program. As you can see, our first class, Basics of Association Management Part 1, will start on March 1st. These courses are offered on Tuesday and Thursday evenings from 4 to 6 p.m. and they are virtual. So you'll simply go to the link that's indicated at the bottom of the screen. It's extension.fullerton.edu/professional development /certificates /CAM. And once you're there, you'll get to learn more about the program and read up on each of the courses. To read more about the courses, you can go to Learn More. And to add to cart, you simply click the Register Now button. You're welcome to register for one class at a time or for all 4 courses at once. So that's all we have for you today. If you have any follow-up questions after this info session, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. My name is Danelle Pankratz and my email is listed there. Or if you have course content related questions or questions about the industry, you're more than welcome to contact Debbie Griffiths, and her email is listed there, dgriffiths@cacm.org. And if you have any questions at this time, you're more than welcome to unmute yourself and ask them. Otherwise, we hope that you have a wonderful day.
Hello.
Hello.
I was just wondering, so I see that the courses are starting up pretty quick. Is there enough time to register right now? I'm not sure how long that will take, that whole process.
Yes, there's plenty of time to register. Generally, we ask that students register no less than 3 days prior to the start date. So 3 business days.
Mhm.
So I would say register at least by, gosh, that would probably be next Thursday, the 24th.
Noted. Okay. Well, thank you so much, you guys. This was very informative.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you.
Well, once again, thank you so much for your time today. If you could advance to the next slide. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to welcome you soon to the Titan family. If you have any questions, please be sure to reach out to us. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.